Hello, guys. Thought it might be nice to hop on, continue a bit more of the story. And you know what? Happy Galentine's Day. I am in the middle of trying to finally get the last star on Memory of Chaos. Oh boy. So, I got like a 4-cycle clear. Well, not 4-cycle clear, but I did 4 cycles on the last wave with my Acheron team, which is really good, honestly.
Insight arises from enduring patience.
Sunday's voice line distracted me. Well, I got 4 cycles with Acheron on the first wave, which is honestly good because I was only getting 5 cycles for a while. So I really want this to work. I really want to just make it through. Okay. The biggest obstacle is that Mini Herda just keeps dying.
I can't thank you enough.
Okay. Here we go. I think I can blast.
Expand your thinking.
I need a skill point before I can use her ult. Come on, come on, come on.
Stay put. Get them.
Okay, here we go.
Curiosity is a dangerous thing, you know. Endless freedom. Nothing but a point.
Fiend or devil.
I'll crush them all. Okay, good.
Sesame. Glimpse the unknown.
That took out a lot. There we go. I want to save that ultimate, honestly, if they're trotters. So, just gonna... There we go.
Do you know who this big diamond? It's all yours.
Okay. We made it. We're making good time. We just gotta keep it going. Yes. Okay, I can use this. It'll give her another turn. And then this might actually finish off this sting. Okay, I think this is it. This is it. Thank God. We did it. We did it, guys. We finally got the last star. Oh. Oh, that feels so good, man. Okay. Let me see here. Honestly, now I'm so tempted to go to Apocalyptic Shadow. Ooh, and I actually have a ticket. Wait, let me just use that. I was leveling up Welt a little bit today. Oh my god, Haley, welcome. I feel so bad that I'm keeping you from Scream 4. I love Scream 4, and I need you to see it and also love it. If you don't love it, well, there will be no consequences, but I'll be very sad. Yeah, don't have anything. Oh my god, Aglaya's trailer. Honestly, I feel like her trailer is one of the more, it's less impactful than some of the other Hoyo trailers I've seen, for sure. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like, if you saw Acheron's trailer, like, that was pure magic right there. I'm sorry to diss on your girl, though. It is very surface level, but like all of the Hoyoverse trailers tend to be very surface level. It makes sense considering that they're trying to sell you on the general vibe of the character. Oh my god, yeah. I'm so happy that the lag, like, it definitely varies. The lag definitely varies depending on when I'm streaming slash like I think how many other people are using the internet in my house, but yeah, it's like gotten so much better. But yeah. Yeah, I agree. You're not supposed to know any of their lore from the trailers. It's just supposed to sell you on like how cool they look. And like I'm fine with that. But like the best trailers are the ones that after you see them and after you've played through the story, like they're just that much better. So maybe once we get through the main story, like Agalea's trailer will just make a lot more sense. But as it was, I don't know, I didn't like how the garment maker, which is her summon, was talking. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like that part. I felt like we should have just had her do the voiceover. I know you've only seen 3 trailers. At one point I'm going to do a stream of just me reacting to trailers, I bet. Because I do love all of the like the materials that Hoyo puts out for the characters. They honestly, like, some of them are extremely good. Like really awesome pieces of animation. Yeah, I did not want her random puppet that she literally, I guess like that's a plot of the trailer, that her puppet will sacrifice themselves for her. But that's like I love her image as a puppeteer. I think that's very cool, but it would be cooler if we saw that in like comparison with like some other characters. Like, actually, here, let me pull up a light cone. I love Sparkle, and this is one of my favorite light cones, even though Sparkle can't even use this light cone, and it's basically like, it's not a very good light cone. But this is what I was hoping for with Agalea's trailer. Like, something to indicate the level of power she has within the story. I don't know. Oops, I did not want to do that. Let's actually enhance this. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. To be honest here, I think they kind of phoned it in on Agalea. Like, she's in a very interesting part of the story, and I think she has a lot of potential, but from her design to like all of her marketing materials, I feel like they kind of phoned it in. I've seen them try harder with marketing. And it doesn't help that she's the first character for a new game mechanic. So it feels like she's a tester character. That like, oh, like we're gonna work out the kinks with her. And then the other ones will be just so much better. Yeah, it really is too bad. I finally set up in stream like a way for us to a way for me to go to stream like YouTube, I guess. I don't know. Wait. Just let me pull that up. I'm still a little bit afraid that like I don't know. I probably should check very carefully to make sure I'm not accidentally gonna dox myself. But in general, like, let's see. I made sure that this is, I only have my, work, I guess, my streaming account on here. Yeah, she's a remembrance character, and that's a brand new path for the game, where the character can summon, has like a summoned other character, which for her is the garment maker, that will also take action. So that's brand new. And Agale is the first limited 5-star character who can do it. Here. Actually, let me just play it as we're talking about her. Let me lower the volume a lot.
What a beautiful morning. Time for my perfect master to start her immaculate day. As a connoisseur, she speaks her mind. Perfect. As an overseer,
I do think like this part's super cute. Like her just going through her day. It's the Gap Moe of it all.
She can be somewhat impulsive.
It is a cool mechanic. It just, yeah, actually, let's pause on this part. Yeah, it is a really cool mechanic. The issue is that, like, I always fear that the first character to, like, experiment with something, like, as big as an entirely new mechanic, it's usually, you know, there to work out some kinks. Yeah.
With me. Those gorgeous steps. Her graceful bearing. Yet some insensitive brute always seeks to interrupt the irreplaceable moment.
Mm-hmm.
No matter, of course.
Like, I love this transition right here. Like, that's straight but that's also seen like in other character trailers as well. That's common. Like, and this combat animation is also pretty cool, but
You needn't worry. I am an insignificant tool.
yeah. I just noticed like the
You needn't
pendulum swinging between her two different sides is very cool as well.
If I can help fulfill that golden tragic wish, I am willing to be crushed to pieces.
Adorned in splendor, bathe in gold. Time to cut fate's thread. Die for me.
I like the flame imagery. I think that syncs really well with the core flame. I just realized that my game audio is still playing while I'm doing this, so that's really annoying. I'm gonna actually mute the game. Okay. There we go. Actually, mute when the Windows inactive should be on. Okay.
Garment maker.
Yes.
you wish.
Like that moment I was like, okay, this is what I want.
As you wish.
There's just something about this being like a fight with like a generic enemy. I do like all the characters get some kind of a unique Honkai Star Rail logo at the end of their trailers. This one's very cool in that like it burns away.
Is the bed where we are laid to rest.
I'd love to see a little bit more parallels, like right here when she says, I am an insignificant tool. I'm almost 100% sure it's like a double meaning for, you know, her as well. She's only there to make sure that the prophecy continues on its rightful path.
Tool.
Like, that's not only how the garment maker feels, that's how she feels about her role in protecting Morpheus. It's just, I don't know what it is. Like, there's just something missing here for me. I feel like the imagery itself is very nice, but sparse. Okay, like this, I'm so sorry. Like, you know what? Let's just look at all the character trailers for the ladies. Because, you know what? It's Galentine's Day, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like we need to look at the ladies tonight. I guess, like, I'll pull up Herta. I actually haven't seen Herta's trailer, even though I pulled her. I feel such FOMO when I watch a character trailer that it makes me so sad if I can't actually pull them. And I love the trailer. So I try to avoid watching the trailer while they're still on the banner. I feel like it's counterproductive of me. But I like to think that if I truly like the character from the story itself, that's why I'll, like, spend the fake money on them. But let me pull up the one that I'm thinking about, which is one I really like. Which, of course, is Acheron's trailer.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Pentacle.
The Charmony Festival is here, and guests from all walks of life have arrived.
More updates right after the break.
Like, we have this, like, slow intro.
Apply your color.
Like, allusions to other characters as well. Like, that's Sparkle.
Illusion or reality? Care to guess?
Either way, dusk's reign, it too shall fall.
Like, that's an amazing introduction for me. Immediately, it pits her against another limited 5-star that we know of, which is Blade. I don't know. I like that it's an allusion to, like, oh, like, see how cool this character is in comparison to our other big characters. But even though these are Sparkle's allusions within the story of this trailer, no, she's like a cool samurai character. A very mysterious samurai woman who appears within the Penacone story.
Our existence is fleeting as dawn still, destined for oblivion.
And you see, like, she can fight all 3 of these characters, even though, again, they're just illusions based on the story of the trailer, by herself.
I weep for the departed. Stream forth.
And this, like, this ultra, like, enhanced version of her in-game ultimate. Very, very cool.
I've seen her before.
Find me. Find me. Your end. My origin.
All that is past has returned to nihility.
And that's Nihility, where she gets her power from.
There is nowhere to go but forward.
Like, of course you're not gonna cease, and like, there, it's like, if you go like frame by frame here, wait, I'm trying to remember how I do the frame by frame. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, if you go frame by frame in this moment here, let me just.
There is nowhere to go but forward.
Yeah. Yes, like right here, you see parts of her other trailer of her backstory. Just like very quickly. I love this imagery of the Nihility, which is like, so like within the universe there is a god called, I think, I have no idea actually how they pronounce it. It's XI, like the Roman numerals for 11. I'm not sure if they pronounce it she, like as to pronounce it just by the letters. But anyway, it's like the god of nihility. So it's kind of like a god of depression, I guess. And they kind of like, people who are glanced by nihility kind of lose all will to live in a sense. And like it manifests itself as like this giant black hole that like sucks in all the light. Which, you know, awesome. I think you can sense how cool this is even without me having to explain the lore. Like, just by watching this trailer, you can sense that there is something very, like, there's, like, some complexity here going on. She's having, like, the Blade Runner moment of seeing herself within, like, the advertisements of the city. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like Nietzsche as a god, except Nietzsche is trying. I feel like, okay, now we're going into Nietzsche. I think, isn't Nietzsche's whole thing that, like, the universe, like, life is meaningless, but that means, like, we must then, like, be stronger in ourselves and find, and, like, embark upon our own meanings. I guess, like, because nihility like is less of a true god in a sense of that they have any particular goal, like eons kind of manifest themselves within the Honkai Star Rail universe as they used to be individuals that happened to like just, I guess, like fall upon a certain path, like a way of living that then gave them so much power that they became a god essentially. But then when they become eons, like they're like, they are the manifestation of that way of life basically. So the nihility is just the manifestation of like extreme depression, basically the lack of a will to live. It's like it's a very important it's a very important concept within the Penacony story, because we have so many like Akron, of course, is connected to the nihility, as she is actually an emanator of the god. Emanators are... You still need to watch Blade Runner, Haley. I'm sorry, but I think you need to go do that right after you see Scream 4. I'm not even a Blade Runner stan, And to be honest, like, I don't even know how much I even like the film. I feel like I've watched it 2 times now, and I've barely remembered any of it except for like the very famous monologue done and like the general vibe. So I can't even say I'm Blade Runner stan. But Haley, you know the visual impact of that film. You can't avoid it. Blade Runner Scream 4 double feature. Yeah, like, let me know how that goes. Anyway, I'm getting way too into the Penacony storyline. What I'm saying is, like, this trailer is, like, the height. This is, like, one of my favorite trailers since it it taps into so many aspects of the character. And I mean, since Acheron has so many like connections within the Honkai Star Rail universe, like I guess it's easy to create such a like magnetic trailer for her. Hoyo has Hoyo often pulls characters from their other games and kind of like inserts like XPs of them, as I think the community calls. They're basically the same character, just like in the different universe. I know that Honkai Star Rail is explicitly tied to another game called Honkai Impact Third, in which her character has like, there's another version of her in that game as well. And she kind of and like in Honkai Star Rail, I know that they basically have the same origin story, but how Acheron came to be is kind of like if the worst possible scenario happened to her Honkai Impact Third character. So, like, I'll admit it, it's much easier for Hoyo to, like, create a banger trailer for her based on her lore and, like, cool, like, imagery and visuals that all connect to it, more than someone like Aglaya, who I know is not an XP, I think, of any other character from one of their other games. Wait, someone mentioned Acheron in the comments. Wait, let me check really quick. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing it, but yeah, Aguilera has so many odds against her, as we've covered. So many reasons why her character is not getting as much love and attention as it probably should be. Okay. I want to do some of these other ones as well. Let's go with Herda. Herda has so many. Look at that. She has 3 different trailers dedicated to her. Although one of them is technically an animated short. And this, like, the Myriad Celestia trailers delve more into a character's specific lore. But let's look at her character trailer, which is meant to sell her. I've never seen this, so this will be fun.
Thank you for making time in your busy schedules to gather here. We have only a single purpose. Ensure Herda City remains free for all eternity. Now, let the noble creator witness your achievements. Let's begin. Centralization. You want to sort the Herdas into different grades? Let's just start over. Geniuses love stabbing each other in the back. Didn't you know? Oh, I heard a virtual idol project? This thing's really lasted 10 Ember eras. Maybe by optimizing it. No copyright? Next. And this deck is now! Everyone! That Madam Herda is a fake! Fake? Really? Haven't any of you noticed? Her style is totally different from ours. It's true.
This is cute. This is a cute trailer.
This story isn't as dull as I expected. Remember, the biggest problem is having no problems at all.
I love that moment where she's. I'm sorry. I probably should be pausing it as we go. I feel like such a MatPat moment here. The reason why I know how to like go frame by frame is because of MatPat's analysis of FNAF trailers. But I love that moment where she's walking with all these mirror effects. Oh, that's great.
Create some more problems with me.
Yep, that's her battle animation.
It's a dangerous thing, you know.
It's a little more it's slightly enhanced.
Another failure. I'm perfect, as expected.
Yes. Okay, to respond to you, Haley. Yeah, second Acheron, haven't been hyped since Acheron? Probably. Honestly, like, since Aglaia does have a brand new mechanic, there's definitely been some hype for sure. For me, it's been drowned out by all my worries. Oh boy, watch as I get copyrighted by all of this. It doesn't really matter for me, but this is fun though. Yeah, Herda's, because like Herda, as you see here, has a bunch of little Herda puppets
The different grades?
that she makes to kind of be everywhere at once. For a while in the story, it was said that she was remotely controlling them, but I think now they've kind of made the decision that each of the puppets has their own kind of consciousness, personality, which makes things a little more complicated, I guess. But since they I have many thoughts about Herda as a character. She was one of the first characters I really loved. And like when they announced the Herda, I was kind of disappointed. I'm not going to lie, because the Herda I fell in love with was Puppet Herda, which I'll pull her up actually in game. Like, let's go back to Honkai Star Rail in game. Because the first Herda they ever released was a puppet version of her. The trailer is so cool because I love the way that they use multiple styles of animation. It really shows how eclectic she is. Like, she's a very, erratic genius type. She's cringe and she's fun, which I love that about her. But the first Herda I really loved was this puppet version of her, because I felt like the implications of a character who only will interact with the outside world through these android puppets of a younger version of herself. So Herda's basic lore is that she is a member of the Genius Society, of course, who has saved her home planet multiple times using her intelligence, and that eventually she figured out the secret to de-aging, and is has locked herself away basically in seclusion doing her research. And the only way that she kind of deals with, the outside world and having like this giant space center, like research center dedicated to housing all of her projects is through like an army of these android puppets that she remotely controls. They're all modeled after a younger version of herself. I think she says that they're maybe 80% accurate to how she was when she was a child. And I don't know, it's so like, talk about like lost girlhood complex here. Like, what's going on with that? I'm sorry. I love characters who have a very skewed perception of themselves because of how giant their egos are, and Herta just kind of perfectly fit into that box for me as soon as I heard exactly what kind of background she was coming from. Not to mention like the giant question of the fact that she like figured out how to de-age herself. So basically she's functionally immortal. And that immediately makes me wonder, like, how on earth did she get away with doing that in a universe where we've had this whole storyline set on a planet? Like, the whole storyline of the Shenzhou Lafu arc was about a group of cultists who follow the god of abundance. Like, they want to live forever, but the consequences of being blessed by the abundance is awful. Like, actually being cursed to live forever, like, that is a curse. People who are cursed to have those long lives on the Shenzhou Lafu will eventually be infected by Mara, which is basically like, they explain it like, the human body can only really function with like the memory it has for so long. Of course, you're going to start forgetting like the good parts of your life, and the worst memories, your traumatic moments, are the ones that are going to stay. Like like that idea of like you're going to remember the bad stuff in your life way more than the good stuff. And those like if you get older enough, like with your immortality, with those horrible moments being the only things you can remember, like you're eventually going to go mad, and then you'll become like this like weird tree monster thing as like the Mara consumes you and like causes you to hallucinate your worst moments like forever, basically, until someone kills you. And like with that in mind, like how on earth did she successfully do de-aging? Like, that was a huge question for me. I was like, so my theory... Well, yeah, no wonder I love her. I love android characters. I love characters of a huge ego problem. I love characters who have a very, like they believe that they're geniuses and that they can manipulate anyone, but they also can't even really understand themselves. And she's tied into like the bigger lore, from what I assumed with that input, that she has lived longer than she should have, basically. And since we never saw her real body, I kind of assumed like, okay, there must be some giant secret that she's carrying from her de-aging experiments, like something. Like, she probably isn't even really a human being anymore after everything that's happened. I thought that maybe she was just a robot. I'm sorry that my robot glazing is coming back here. But I thought maybe she was like the space station that we were in. Like, she had uploaded her consciousness to like, because the god that she is an emanator of, like, the god who runs the Genius Society, Noose, like, he is a giant robot. He is a robot that happened to, like, reach godhood because, like, within their calculations, like, they suddenly managed to, like, I don't know, grasp the knowledge of the universe itself. I'm like, if that god could use anyone to grant their godhood powers to, which is what emanators are. Emanators are like chosen by their gods to carry on like their godly powers, basically. As they continue like walking their path. If Noose could choose anyone to be an emanator, why not give it to someone who has become somewhat like them, which is like a giant robot in search of even more knowledge? That was my personal headcanon. So imagine the heartbreak I felt when she turned out to be a conventionally attractive, perfectly okay human woman. Oh my god. I haven't even gone to the point in the story where she's revealed as this form, but the moment I saw that this is what they were going to they were marketing her as like this is her real form. I'm like, no, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me, Hoyo. But I guess that's how it is. I guess this is really Madame Herta, real form. I do love her like witch aesthetic. Like, I love the hat. I love this idea of her as like a magician. But I'm not gonna lie, it really hurt to have my theories just like completely go out of the window. But that being said, I still love her as a character. Like, and I think it's growing on me. It's growing on me where they decided to take her. Because I knew from the very beginning that it was probably not the case, that they wouldn't give her like at least some kind of human format. Because like I know like how on earth are we supposed to play as her if she's going to be like an AI person? What I hoped was that they would give her a cool android body. But no. They did not do that. She is cool though. Like, I will give them that. Like, in better circumstances, I would be ecstatic to have one of my favorite characters also have like this witchy aesthetic. It is a very cool aesthetic. Go back to the drawing board writers. I have to give Hoyo like the grace that they know what they're doing. Like, I'm really hoping that that's actually the case. Here, I'm gonna go back to the trailer now. Oh wait, I need to remember to switch my switch my OBS settings to make sure you guys are also seeing what I'm seeing. But going back to her trailer, yeah, I do love all the different animations. I love her, like, her energy, basically. I think the voice actress does a great job carrying the eccentricity that was shown within her puppets, like, into now her general character. I do think, though, that her Myriad Celestial trailer is probably going to be even, like, is going to be better. I haven't seen it yet either, but I've heard a few, like, I've heard a few lines from it. I've seen a few, like, motifs from it, from edits of the Herta on TikTok. So, here, I'm just gonna play it.
I once visited the Eon to ask them a question. What question would stump the all-knowing droid head? Yes, that's exactly what I asked. If there are no mysteries in this universe that can't be solved, how will you prove it this time? I've tackled many conundrums for pleasure. But before long, they become solutions. No matter, the good stuff is always further ahead. Solutions are boring, But they bring new questions. Such
Like, forgive me for still being like, I don't know why the word paranoid is sticking to me, but like, probably I'm searching for a better word. I'm searching for the word, delusional, yes. That even here, when she's reminiscing about her childhood, wait.
come solutions. No matter. The good stuff is always
Like, you see these, you see the circuitry.
further ahead. Solutions are boring, but they bring new questions. Such as, what is my limit? Could Herta be the great...
What is my limit? I think that is an amazing cornerstone for a character.
Great genius of legend. Do you even need to ask? Look at these achievements. Solitary waves theory, spark model hypotheses, sigma baryons conversion method, Herta sequence.
So many problems to solve, so little time.
Oh, and de-aging.
Are you saying?
I'm not done. I also discovered the imaginary leakage phenomenon and captured and sealed a Stellaron.
Maybe one day we'll even see a Stellaron in a living body.
And I want to meet Droidhead. I will meet them. So we need to start running. Start running with your puppet body.
Huh? Puppet?
Yeah, this way. Herta can run even faster.
Faster?
Faster, faster.
Faster.
Faster, faster, faster. Time and space.
This is amazing. This frame rate, like, this shot right here is gorgeous. Like, here too, like, what's going on here? Like, she's being strangled within her own, like, everything here is, like, she is stuck. Like, her past selves are stuck within some sort of, like, framing. Like, clearly here, I feel like something did happen within her past that she probably does, like, view differently than what actually happened.
Two conundrums hindering human progress. It was too easy to step over this limitation. But it's still not enough.
Step out of the circle at your feet and look down from a higher world.
In an extrapolation concerning the
I tell you, Haley, I don't want to say it. Okay, like, I tell you, this is a direct reference to Madoka Magica, the movie, that we haven't seen yet, Haley. That we will see eventually. And it invigorates me.
universe. I rolled a die. Curious blessing reward.
Countless questions arise from here.
Though what I want are not solutions, but for the die to never stop.
The best answer is a question.
Like, she is very connected to Madoka Magica in her aesthetics.
Because my thinking never has an end. So, Droidhead, what are you thinking so hard about now?
And that is Noose, also known as Droid Head. The all-knowing
You pay
Droid
no heed
Head.
to the universe and refuse to answer my question. Then I can only do it myself.
So yeah, they get me again. The moment I think I'm out, they pull me back in with the Madoka Magica references. It makes me intrigued. It makes me feel like there is still something to discover with her character. Something that she's probably buried within herself. Or some kind of, you know, sacrifice she has made to obtain this type of power
Defeat. And looked
that, you know, will probably come to haunt her character. I don't know. I hope, you know? So I still pulled her. I still pulled her. She's such a cool character, so I still pulled her. She's definitely a morally neutral character. Moral gray. Does not really care about much of... Well, she does... Of course, she definitely does not care about what's morally right, per se. She only really cares about continuing her curiosity. Yeah, she's definitely... Like... Yeah, she's a fourth wall breaking character within these trailers. We've yet to see her actually do so within the game. Characters who directly break the fourth wall are usually tied to the god of elation, Aha. The direct Madoka reference is the shot right here.
extrapolation.
This one. You will know what I'm talking about once you actually watch the movie, which I refuse you to do until we watch it together, Haley. But you will understand after you see the movie. I do think knowing the reference that this is coming from, it does make this more interesting, actually. Okay. I updated the stream info to actually show what I'm doing, which is just reacting to trailers at this point. It's too fun. It really is too fun. Let me pull up, like... But in terms of, like... I don't even think breaking the fourth wall is a direct indication of, like... power at this point within the Honkai Star Rail universe, because the path of elation, which like seems obvious, like, oh, it's the path of like hedonism and pleasure, but it's truly like the followers of elation know that they are participating within a story, which I find really interesting. I think that's my personally favorite path, is the path of elation. And so those characters, or those known as the masked fools, who are followers of Aha, can break the fourth wall and have done so within the games. Let's see. Here we go, Sparkle. She is one of our dear masked fools. I think this was actually the first trailer I came across when I was starting to get interested in Honkai Star Rail. Of course, what actually got me to play the game was a fan edit of Ratio and Aventurine.
What's your wager?
But she was the first limited 5-star character I ever pulled.
Looks like someone's in my way.
Monica, my beloved.
Let me tell you.
That would be so fun for a character like Monica to appear in this game.
Like you do. Then, what is a fool? Knowing when to act clueless. Like I do. Do you get it now? What is elation? Me. I am elation.
It's so easy for me to say, oh, this is Madoka inspired. Oh, this is Madoka inspired. Whenever I see any sort of paper puppet imagery, every single time I say it, I'm like, oh, I love Madoka Magica so much. But yes, that's a fun trailer. I have to say, like, after seeing so many others, I am less astounded by it. But I remember when I first came across it, I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked by this trailer. And I still love Sparkle. Like, I'm still working, like, if I can learn animation, I really wanted my first big animated project. I want to do a Sparkle. I think that would be really fun, considering her motifs. I love the fish motif she has, which doesn't show up as heavily here. But you can see it in her ultimate animation, of course. Somewhere around here. Like, I love, like, her costume specifically gives off the fish motif. You see her fins here. And I think that's just so fun, considering, like, her masked full mask is of a fox. A kitsune, of course. She's a really fun character. Yeah, true Space Ninja Cowboy Himbo, so much cooler. I wish I'm saying we cannot go into the male trailers. Maybe I'll do the male trailers tomorrow for Valentine's Day. But for today, it is the ladies. The ladies get our attention today. Course, this is one of the very first trailers for limited 5 stars, because Kafka is a early limited 5-star. This is a very iconic trailer, though. The music in this, like, really gets me.
All units, target spotting, target spotting! Stick to the plan, shoot on sight! I repeat, shoot on sight!
Don't be afraid.
Of course. Kafka is like a spider hypnotist.
Excited me?
And okay, this comes up another thing. When I saw Galay, I was like, that's just Kafka. That is literally Kafka, except yellow.
Would be a threat. Unless you're more fragile than the silk. Case in point.
Yeah. Ladies today, boys tomorrow.
Faces. Why does it choose to wear this one? Stealing a glance. Now then, where are you hiding?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the Step on Me Mommy trailer in a little bit.
Sooner or later, the curtain has to fall. As for the ending, wanna take a guess?
I love how you say this is so arcane coded, considering how
What's your
this
answer?
came, like, I don't know, actually, did this trailer come out before Arcane? I have no idea, actually. But yeah, that is a fun trailer. Trying to see what kind of fun things I can talk about it. It's such an early trailer too, so I feel like they were just getting like a sense of how they could show off the characters. I like how simple it is, yet like impactful, of her like mowing through these guards. I love the use of the rose petals for blood. Very fun. That particular, it's nothing special, but this always hits. When she shoots him in the face and it immediately cuts.
Destiny has stout.
I love her like ink blot motif in this trailer, considering that she has the ability to hypnotize people. And of course her name Kafka immediately evokes like, I don't know, like the mind melting delirium as Franz Kafka. Like that's his imagery and his vibe, so it fits. It really does.
Now
This is just her game animation. It's not really that's just her ultimate. I do like the fact that the soldiers that she's fighting against in the trailer are shown here. I like the 3-act structure that's kind of played around here.
the silk.
Of course, she follows, like, she's on the path of finality in game. So, and of course, like, all the Stellaron hunters are on the path of finality. They're all looking to, like, the end of the game, quite literally. They're following someone who can see the future and is putting all the pieces in place to make sure that us, the player, are able to reach our final destination, which is to fight the Eon of Destruction, Nanook. So, very cool trailer as well. Poor Abigail. Poor Abigail for not seeing me cover Kafka's trailer. Poor Abigail did not get Kafka. I think she lost her on the 50-50, and it broke her heart. So let's look at Kafka's best in slot partner, Black Swan. Though I don't think they've ever met in game. They work very well together on a team in combat. This is the character I was telling you about, Haley, in terms of a character whose costume I really despise, no matter how cool her concept is.
What are you afraid of? Relax. This is just a dreamscape. Life is a winding labyrinth. With memories, our sole companions. People believe they're facing the present and the future, yet fail to realize we're all moving toward the past.
I do like the cyclical nature of this. Yeah, that... And they really had their fun. putting in like little Easter eggs and the brief flashes here. This monster is a very plot important beast within the Penacony storyline. Let me see. Okay, and then it just goes to Stell, our main character.
There's more than one destiny to choose from.
No, it's not me. I don't associate with this.
Open your eyes and face your fears.
This is cool.
How else
This
will
is
you
cool.
find the answer? There might be death.
Mhm.
Or
Of course, this is her ultimate animation.
But fear not. Unless I erase them, you won't forget.
I love her being... I love that last shot of her in the cards. That is very fun. Especially as, like, as a character, like, all the Garden of Recollection followers, they lack an actual physical body. So if in Penacony she is visible, but in like reality she kind of is ghostly in a sense. Like people can't actually see her. So this feels like a very cool visual to indicate like what kind of a character she is. Actually, let me take another look. No, I didn't want to open this. Let me take another look at this. If I can. Dismiss. Ugh, not now. Yeah, I don't think I can see the name on the cards there. Okay. I'm gonna keep Jade for a little bit. Oh, you mean the mic? The MC? Oh yeah, that's me. The main character. I don't think they use any pieces from Swan Lake in her trailer. I feel like, but then again, I don't know the ballet enough to really say that it doesn't come up for her. To be honest, like, she is one of those characters I also feel was like several missed opportunities. With such a cool motif, like they really lost it. They lost me on her outfit. And even in her name, like, yeah, maybe she should have had some more ballet or something else to flesh out her like visual style. Like, I love how her ultimate has these stained glass windows, like right here. But also, like, what part of her character, like, gives us, like, the cathedral vibe?
With memories, our soul companion.
Her tarot cards, like, also have the stained glass imagery, so it's not entirely coming from nowhere, but I don't know. Definitely not one of my favorites, even though I do have her in my roster. I kind of picked her up just for Kafka. I am not going to lie about that. Yeah, screw you, YouTube, for not giving me enhanced 1080p. Yeah, I can't get that. Okay. Aww.
It won't matter if I'm gone anyway.
Ghost, ghost, ghost. What ghost?
You scared me. Oh, there really is something.
Here I am.
Huohuo is such a cute character.
Playing dead? Let's go.
Again, very much like the spooky aesthetics.
Exercise spirits. Find evil. May the stars protect you.
Go! I'll be right behind you.
I'll see if there's anyone. Hello, anybody? Anybody?
Run, run, run. That's all you know.
I wasn't calling you guys.
So here's the big
This is definitely like an early trailer. You can kind of see based on
why don't you beat it?
her and her companion Tail, who of course manifests as her tail.
With haste I come.
It is such a good comedic duo that we need to see more of. I mean, nothing like a girl scared of ghosts with a ghost permanently attached to her.
Mr. Teal, why do I feel like I've forgotten something important?
You talking about that little juggling girl?
Oh!
Don't have much to say about this one. This is definitely an older one. They don't play around with it as much. Like, so much of the early trailers are kind of just scenes with the characters. They do have, like, some of the imagery, like the spinning around. If they used Tail a little bit more, if we got some more shots of like Tail's model in game, because he's a very fluffy looking little guy in game, honestly, when you actually see him separated from Huohuo. If we could see some of his model, like this is of course how he shows up in the ultimate, but he's a very fluffy looking dog fellow in game. I'd love to see him in that form in this trailer. If they ever redo the trailers, which they will never do. I think one of the most popular characters, Robin. I do love how Huohuo is different as like she's not a girl boss. She's a full on like she's I love female characters who can get away with being like yeah, like not the typical kind of girl boss aesthetic as in a combat game. Huohuo is a healer, so she can get away with that. But I love her as a comedic device. Yeah. I think the how they flesh it out like kind of is lost on me after like playing through so many of the storylines with them. But I do agree, like it's really nice as like an introduction to how she interacts with the main cast. Yeah, as you can see here, Robin is like the idol character, a celebrity, feeling caged in. Like they'd have fun with this trailer for sure. That's an enhanced version of her ultimate. She of course is a support character, so she's not exactly going to do combat. But I always love it. I always love if they can do like an enhanced version of their main animations for the trailers. I'll be honest here. She is not my favorite, even though clearly there's been a lot of care put into her character and her materials. It's just the idol characters, they don't usually capture my attention as much. Yeah. Girl failure is still girl boss. I don't care. I don't care. I really feel that. You know what? We do need more girl failures in Honkai Star Rail. There aren't enough. Yeah, she's just like, she is very straightforwardly like a very good person. She's a very good person. Makes her a little bit less interesting for me. Even though I will say in game she gets to do a lot of fun scenes and she does show that she is very conniving when she has to be. But that doesn't help me when I know that she is just inherently like her alignment is like so solidly good that it doesn't really inspire much in me. Yeah. I'm sorry I can't inspire like more love in my heart for her. She is cool. She is cool. I really love the angelic motifs, but it just never I'm like crushing my fingers into my fist right now. It just doesn't work on her so well because I feel like it's so straightforward on her. She's so straightforwardly angelic. Like there's no like gap moe there for me to like latch onto. Okay, let's like get let's get rid of some of our really old trailers. Because now that we've dedicated ourselves to pushing through all the ladies trailers today, let's go through some, like the oldest. You see, we even have the content and development.
I'm gonna take pictures of everything that's new to me. That way I won't forget about them.
I'm pretty sure this is a completely different voice actress too.
Pom-Pom's gonna love this. Hey, over there. It's...
That was a good little sequence.
You guys came for this.
The basics can keep her. Maybe so. Maybe the basics can keep Robin. But she's so good in meta right now. She's one of the strongest support units you can pull.
Well, here's your chance to learn from the best. Say cheese! So, what do you think?
March is very much like Phil Major without all of the pretentiousness.
I'm gonna keep our first photo, alright?
Or maybe it is the voice actress that stayed. I remember in one of the trailers, March's like beginning voice actress. It was probably in the reveal trailer. I believe that Serval's trailer is actually works as a general trailer for Bellabog. Content and development, you see? Most of this, like, came out exactly the same, too. I love Serval. She has such a good character, side quest.
I move at my own tempo. Sound waves like dynamite sensation.
This is the only time we get to see any kind of song from her, which is so sad. She is a musician in game, and then after this, and then once we had Robin, like no more songs from Serval. I can see why they never did this again, though. I think it's way harder to do cool rock songs than like cute like K-pop inspired idol songs for games. Okay. See, Bailu. Okay, all of these are all trailers for the standard 5 stars. So these are the people that you get when you lose your 50-50 on a limited 5 star.
It's hard to stay cool in this dry weather.
Rock and roll erasure. I'm so sorry, but I just don't think I think it's harder to do good rock and roll than like light pop. This is a really cute like character poster. Bailu, of course, is like a cute little dragon girl who can heal. She is a healer. It's so strange that her character trailer is her beating up a bunch of people. Yeah. At least she heals them. Like, always stay suspicious of baby characters in gacha games, but I don't know. I think at least, like, actually, let me get back to this. Let me get, like, a good view of her model. I feel like... Yeah, I mean, honestly, yes. Actually, now I think about it, her model could be better as like a child character. I want her to at least wear some pants. I don't know. It is a fun trailer. Okay. I don't actually think Himiko... I forgot Himiko even got a trailer. I did not even realize she had one.
Endless possibilities and unknowns among the stars. Our journey is the process of pulling apart the threads of possibility to seek the final truth. I am Himiko, the navigator. Welcome to the Astral Express.
You know that they didn't care enough to give her an actual character poster. That's just her splash art. That's her normal splash art.
To embark on a something for you. Combat is a series of precise machinations. One at a time.
These are better angles of her usual animations.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens. I know it's
Yeah, I'm asking, I tell you, asking
trailblazing.
Hoyo to say, Hoyo, please put some pants on any of the female characters. Like, they're gonna throw a fit. A giant, nasty fit.
Just began.
I feel like Himiko definitely should have gotten a cooler trailer. She is one of the characters in Honkai Impact 3rd. That's apparently very important. Not important enough to to get a nicer trailer. Then again, I'm sure they were just trying to push them out when the game had started. Okay, Sela is one of our, I think maybe is actually the first limited 5-star character we ever got. I remember watching this before, and I actually felt like this didn't really capture her as well as I wanted it to.
Making trouble on Wildfire's territory? You guys got a lot of nerve.
I love this like poster, splash poster.
I'm afraid things just got complicated.
It doesn't help that I also feel like her costume is one of those things I would have changed.
Sometimes a sharp blade is the only way to get people to come to their senses.
She's like a rowdy rebel character
Looks like you could use it.
who like gets paired up with, of course, like the princess Bronya, basically. It's very Vi and Caitlyn. Like, she's a Vi character.
Slip through the net.
If we're gonna talk about Arcane.
Stop holding me back.
Like, so much of this trailer accidentally gets, well, not accidentally, but like goes to Bronya.
Collisions of the past.
Himoko's outfit is beautiful. I will agree with that. She has an amazing like in-game character design. Actually, now I think about it, Arcane is literally about like an upper city and a lower city, and the first planet of the game is also literally about that as well, with Sela coming from the lower city and Bronya coming from the upper city. So yeah, it's very Arcane coded. Honkai Star Rail rip off Arcane. Matt Pat should come out of retirement just to cover this. It's a huge story. He needs to be here. Just gonna grab the next. Oh yes, Silverwolf. She is another Stellaron hunter, so she's partners with Kafka. She's a gamer god character. I do love like these, like this is where like they start to show off. Like, let's have like full animations, like this cool like these cool like arcade animations for her with these emotes for Kafka. So cute.
As for missions, I can do this in my sleep. Whatever. Let's get this over with. The Anti-Matter Legion? Interesting. Let's see. Just a couple of small fry. But I don't mind an easy mode run. I guess I could play a while.
The little emojis. I really wish, like, make them gifs. Give like the emotes on the Honkai Star Rail like chat.
Noise.
Like, give us these emotes too in the Silver Wolf's trailer.
Wanna beat me?
And make them animated, like animated emotes.
All done.
Yeah, her bounty. From the IPC, which is Fantasy Amazon, if Amazon ran several planets. Hot gamer girl. Her trailer is literally called First Date, I think. Got a date, yeah. So it's definitely, she's definitely like that for a reason. Okay. We already saw Kafka. Though we can see her Myriad Celestial trailer. I think this is our first one that we've run into for our female characters. So let's go. Myriad Celestial. I really do like this.
Stellaron Hunter. How do you plead? The crimes you have committed are beyond pardon, but the Japella Brotherhood respects every individual's entitlement to the afterlife.
I know you're gonna like immediately start screaming furry at me, but
I'm listening.
How do the Stellaron Hunters plead to the following accusations? You breached the premises of the Tatooine Universal Auction, manipulated the guests, decimated the artistic treasures under the gaze of a devout audience, inflicted monetary damage amounting to over 860 billion credits, and absconded with the auction item.
the Stellaron.
Guilty as charged, but not a devout audience.
You infiltrated the cyber prison of Anubis, stole the Sigma Rod to deactivate the firewall, allowing a flood of data demons to enter reality, consequently propelling the world toward a judgment day, all in order to take the meta code. How do you plead?
I admit it, but those data demons deserve a taste of freedom.
You violated
The voice actress is having so much fun with her. Her tone.
Machines, and stole the steel core from Golconda's point of gravitational equilibrium, silencing the entire world.
Ripping off B-stars. Let them
Sounds
go.
like a page out of the Japella Brotherhood's playbook, but sure, we took the thing.
The Trovis disappearance. The Lore 51 Stellaron event. Cyber attacks against planet Skrullum. The Beer Point incursion. And so on. A total of 46 criminal cases. Do you admit all these malicious incidents were the work of the Stellaron Hunters?
If you ask me, it seems like the Annihilation Gang has their fingers in quite a few of these pies. But I confess, it seems you forgot one though. The Japella Rebellion.
Yeah, like, boom, she was in control of this whole thing. Nothing like causing mass planetary panic. All in a day's work.
You should really stop playing with your food.
This is another Stellaron Hunter Sam.
I know. Next time. This time, it's already too late.
Fun if they're just to have like a lore explainer trailer. Like, here's why you should be afraid of the Stellaron Hunters, or why they're such a big deal. I gotcha. I'm very grateful for it. Really gives us fanfic writers like a great place to just pull a lot of different events to write about. Okay. I believe that okay. If I'm right. Ooh, Fushuan. Okay, at this point I'm gonna start just opening in another tab. Just to make sure that we don't lose our spot.
Fallen petals bed the ground. All is preordained. And what is seen through the omniscia is destined to be realized. Now that all elements of the past have taken their places, the future sits
She's like a
within
highly
my reach.
ambitious
As clear as daylight.
fortune teller is the best way to put it. Like she can see the future.
Of many, morphed to one. Nova burst,
But she's more like
shone by
a military commander in a sense than like a fortune teller like Black Swan is.
The omniscia sees through you. The cycles of yin and yang never cease. I'm late.
I love Qingqie. This is like her chosen like character foil.
Lady Fushuan.
If Fushuan is hardworking, diligent, then Qingqie is lazy.
Though all things in the universe have their own inherent principles, the choice between
The two of them make a great comedic pair, as I say again. As controversial as the Shenzo Lafu arc is, I do believe it did give a lot of good stuff.
teammates. Although the general's comments are crude, they're nonetheless logical. Qingxue, your thoughts?
Okay, these next ones are for Jinglu. Which, okay, I'll start with her actual trailer so we get an actual... We see the girl. We see her.
Sanjo has met with countless trials.
She's like a sword master who's been stricken by Mara after a great tragedy.
Bound by blindness, one is cast into Mara with a sharp blade, yet still powerless against the demons. With this blade as my core,
The hands, I will say this, the fan artist did not take that lightly.
unworthy. Laid fodder.
Only reason why she isn't one of my faves, I think, is because her storyline, which is the High Cloud Quintet, is not one of my favorites.
Past return with the snow, powerless.
My least favorite part of the whole Shanzu Lafu arc, actually, which hurts a lot because it's the majority of that entire story.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
I kind of wish this trailer leaned more into her being...
And so I wield my blade
Actually,
to
I'm gonna
free
stop what I
them
was saying.
until the stars have been cut
She's a
down
tragic
from the
character.
sky. This oath I will never forsake.
So she does deserve... and yes, we finally get a unique Star Rail logo for her. I don't think the other characters got that, I think. Or I just missed them. But anyway, I like hers. And she deserves a very pensive trailer as a character, for sure.
traveling with you has stirred up my curiosity. What drove you to pick up the sword at such a young age?
Well, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. At first, it was the general's stories about the previous sword champion. He told me about her unparalleled skills, her unmatched
That's
powers
her,
with a single blade.
of course.
It inspired me that one day I could earn the title myself.
So, it was the allure of renown.
I also wanted to live up to the general's expectations and repay him for the gift of his teachings. Where would I be without him?
Then you wish to forge deeper ties.
Yeah, and she also mentored the now general of the Luofu.
Defending the Luofu and striking down those who threaten us, putting my abilities to their rightful use.
In the end, it all comes back to fealty.
What's with all the questions, miss? Why did you
I do love this particular part. Like her reflection in the water.
Why did you choose the path of the sword?
Like I like how it I like that it gives the impression that like her image of herself, like her sense of self is as it's hard to grasp. Like a gentle ripple in the water can just like erase her like that. Versus, of course, Yanqing, who's young, brand new. Like he already stands so confident in himself.
Choose the path of the sword.
I too was once shackled by fame and fortune, impeded by bonds and loyalty. But in the end, the sword moves beyond such notions. For the sword is just a sword, an instrument determining life and death. Nothing can tarnish its
That was really good. Just a hand grabbing that hilt.
fiery trail and cut through every impediment. Can you understand the purpose behind every swing?
The painterly animation. And of course, like that moon, like bleeding into like the flames. Right here.
Do you understand now, future sword champion? I wield the sword to vanquish my enemies. Nothing more. And now, our battle begins.
I'm just queuing up. I'm getting the queue up for us. Okay, Topaz and Numby. She is the first female Stoneheart we run into.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Who, of course, walks on the path of preservation for the IPC.
The further you run, the bigger it gets. So, give up the chase and pay up the debts. Still not following?
Finance girly.
Learn from the pros. 1. Balancing the books is a moral imperative. Default and pay double. 2. Shed any and all illusions of outwitting the system.
why if it isn't Miss Topaz?
I love Sampo so much, even though we're not talking about him quite yet. And I don't think he even has a trailer. But I love Sampo so much. The fact that he showed up in this trailer makes me so happy. The con man he is. And just like, that's his ultimate animation.
They can bail Altaria your motives.
And this pose, oh my god. This gave me so much life. Oh my god.
3. In negotiations, choose ability over familiarity. Madam Herda, your account has been frozen. This is last month's bill.
That's all. Chump change. Over to you, Asta.
See here, Miss Asta? Just swipe it. 4. In business, there
Yeah,
are
she
no
is a
common
debt
opportunities.
collector. Takes that job very seriously. She gets introduced against Belobog, of course, to collect Belobog's debt.
All right, Nundy, you're up.
And is... Yeah, she is the first character that introduces us to the power of the IPC.
Wouldn't you agree, Supreme Guardian? Class is over. That's all for today.
God, yeah, and it really sets up that, like, they're one of the main villains of this game, which I don't know if is now such a, like, set in stone a place for the dynamic between the IPC and the Astral Express. That seems like that part is the most replayed. Okay, to give us a little bit of life, let's pick one of the more... Let's finally do Jade's. Oop. Oh. Where's Jade's? I feel like it's just repeating itself now. Okay, this is a good note to myself. Next time when I do this kind of stuff, I'm queuing up a playlist. We are not going to search for it like peasants. We're going to have it all laid out for us and then able to skip as we wish. Yeah. Actually, let's end off with Jade's, because I think that'll be good. Oh my god, but also Firefly. No, let's end off with Jade. Oh yeah. This is it. The way they animated this man, all of them sweating so hard. Oh god. This absolutely kills me. The way that they animated this. Like, you know, people were...
Told you. Where there's a will.
I'm sorry I keep repeating in
Has anyone
this.
told you? Where there's a will.
You know, people were like looking at this, they're like, oh god, I wish that were me. I wish that were me.
There's a way.
Like, what are they doing? They were scrubbing the floor. And he's holding a little cup. Like, this is what you want. This is what a real girl boss does. Quite literally. As one of the 10 Stone Hearts, she's a real girl boss, CEO girl boss.
But a will can also bring death.
Look at this. Look at this. Step on me. Look at this. I have to keep pausing because I have to just keep, like, enduring how they posed all these characters.
You naughty child.
Oh my god.
It's not.
Like, the soldiers don't even wear ties usually. She put this tie on him, I bet. We should be able to do this. The crawling up to her.
Where are they? It's time for a lesson.
And I hate to say it, but the whip, it just suits her so well because of all of these factors. I hate those shots directly of the money spots, I guess. Like this whole trailer is for a very certain type of person. She should put the tie on him. Just to do this like elaborate role play.
No need. Or will.
Yeah. This is what you want to see in life. Just the shoe of the woman right before she steps on you.
I shall take it.
She did. Abigail did pull her.
After all, there's never just one.
Ooh.
The quantity's not bad.
I have to say, I do hate her. I hate her costume as well. Like, there's no way such like a strict businesswoman would be out here showing off her bra like that.
You woke it up?
This is very cool. I love the heart, like chained up. That's very cool. Like, they had to give something for us. Like, something for us Death Note people. I kind of wish this trailer showed off a little more about her, like, specific Stoneheart skill, which is to make, like, Faustian deals, basically.
Will is ignited. It will spark even more desires.
Her swinging around her whip. Yeah, the money shots, like, Honkai Star Rail cannot resist a good money shot. You know that. She already uses the snake imagery so much. I fear we need it to be a little bit more varied. Like, more varied snake energy. Like, very obviously, it's, like, her whole character also, like, she's a Faustian character. She's literally the devil. You make a deal with Jade, it's making a deal with the devil. You, like, give her your soul in, like, exchange for your deepest desires. And, like, the snake part, like, obviously it's a callback to, like, Adam and Eve.
Too bad. The farce is over. And all that's left.
Maybe if, like, her costume reflected more of, like, the snake motif, I would like it a little more. I'd like it a little bit more if you did this. How men would imagine businesswoman roleplay. You're so right. She's, like, doing a bit. She's doing a little bit right now. This is camp. You're right. It feels more kind of like a, it doesn't feel like her because it's not reflected in her costume, I fear. Like, if it was more in her costume, then we would all be like, oh, yes. Like, she's referencing the snake from the Bible. Here's her, like, character, like, lore trailer in a sense.
Wealth is the recipe to happiness. Giving it to those who desire happiness is making the best use of it. Anyone can receive this blessing. They only have to pay an equivalent price. I don't mind if customers buy back their collateral after they accomplish what they want. But I'll propose an even better alternative to them. A way to make them go further.
and climb higher at a small price. Guess what they choose in the end? Hello. My name is Jade. I'm here at your request. What are you willing to exchange?
Very fair, very straightforward. Okay. I think I have a little energy to at least do Firefly. So before we actually watch a trailer, so Firefly is Sam, and it's one of the big reveals in game. Yeah, the snake is wasted. The snake is wasted. But we can only hope it gets more and more obvious the more and more we see her. Before we get straight into Firefly, one of the big reveals in game is that Firefly is basically Sam. Sam the mecha, who's part of Stellar Hunters. Inside that mecha is a sweet girl named Firefly. And this is her backstory. I remember seeing this animated short. This is a full-on animated short, too. So basically, she was one of the soldiers for a planet called Glamoth. That was attacked by a swarm. So there is this path that is now gone within the Star Rail universe called the propagation. And basically, while the propagation was active, these things called giant stings would appear, and they would like come to infect planets with like hundreds of these bugs. And these bugs like just don't stop coming because their whole desire is to propagate, to just expand further and further. So Firefly and many others were basically created to be soldiers to protect Glamoth. But during this event, this is like a mass extinction event, and Firefly basically was the only survivor after this. Like, they went a full, like, anime for this portion. I have never seen Evangelion, which is my own fault. But I'm so certain that this is probably just a giant Evangelion reference. Slash, like, homage, you know? Ooh. Speaking of things that we should watch, Haley, we need to watch Evangelion. Yeah, the body right here. I'll say this. The Honkai Star Rail animators, they're given so much to work with. Yeah, we have such a long list of things. I have no qualms with Honkai Star Rail ripping off, quote unquote, other properties. Because I think it just makes the overall story that much sweeter to reference all these other stories. As long as they can do something with it. I don't like it if they just reference it just to like have a reference. But since this is like such an integral part of the storyline, like this, like, yeah, I do want to see like, what if we had a character like experience the events of Evangelion within our video game universe? Like, why the hell not? Let's do it. Let's have a character with that backstory. Honkai Star Rail animators are doing God's work. While, like, I'm sure the producer is saying, give more boob shots, please. Please, introduce an ass shot. They worked really hard on the Firefly materials. They're like, we need to sell her. We have to sell her unit. And it worked. I did not get her personally. Even though I wanted to. Because I just did not have enough fake money. And I wasn't willing to pay real money. But I have to admit, like, all of her promotional materials are, like, amazing. You can tell they really, really want to do an animated show. Like, if anything, like, if they were given the chance to do an animated show, they would, like, start biting at the reins. Biting at the bit, I think, is the actual phrase. I'm sorry. Let me see. Where's her actual trailer? You would think, yes. Here's her trailer. I want Honkai Star Rail anime so badly. Ooh. The aspect ratio changing. Wait. No, I think I accidentally put on the, there's definitely an English, voiceover. I thought... I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm on the wrong... I'm on the wrong one. I'm so... we didn't even have to watch that in Japanese. We did not even have to watch that animated show in Japanese. I chose it because it was recommended to me, and it was actually on the Japanese page. Oh boy. Well, I guess we got the full experience of it being an Evangelion homage. But here, I refuse to watch her actual trailer in Japanese. We have to do it in English. It doesn't really have an intricate gameplay. I think it does a pretty good job in letting you like slide into the gameplay pretty easily, but the gacha is definitely a huge deal breaker. I know for a lot of people. And honestly fair, it's really, really hard to get the characters you want.
Unfortunately, I was also born a weapon.
Unless you like decide to make Honkai Star Rail maybe your whole life. To be destroyed. It's my destiny! Ah, Killer Alliance.
Tell me, who were you before?
Glamots, Iron Cavalry,
And now,
Celeron, Hunter.
then who will you be in the future?
I don't know.
To burn to ashes is the honor of Glamoth's Iron Cavalry. Like destiny, it cannot be defied.
But for that, I still have the right to choose.
Yeah, a big part of her character is that I forgot the actual disease because it is a real disease in real world that she is canonically suffering from. I think it's like entropy syndrome. So she is a disabled character. She's a very cool character, and I see why she is like such a fan favorite and why they spent so hard to make her like a must pull for players. And she's very important in the story. I think she's probably the closest thing we have to an actual love interest. The fact they choose the male version of our protagonist for this trailer, I'm not a fan of that, but like cowards, but I know they kind of had to do it. I know they had to do it with the male protagonist at the end, like cool trailer though. Cool trailer. I think she has like really good lines. Extremely good lines. To be destroyed is our destiny. Amazing. The fact that she does not like I say it's the curse of all female characters in any fandom that their fanfics will just simply not be as good as the male characters. I do have an Excel sheet. I have an Excel sheet for my Honkai Star. I'll show it off really quickly. Yeah, here's my Excel sheet for my Honkai Star Rail. It's been very pared down now that I understand more of the game. Now it only has the essentials of what I need in order to like very quickly determine like who I should be spending time grinding for. So yeah. In the choice between I either don't play the game or I just dedicate so much of my mind space to it, I said let's go in 100%. Ooh. Okay. No, no, no. I don't want to accidentally open things. Okay. Well, I could keep going with the girlies. Just trying to see if there's one that I personally really like. otherwise, I will actually go back to the game. I'll actually go back to the game. How about that? Instead of just looking at a bunch of trailers and commercials and making you all watch that. Like, what I really want to do is watch some of the male characters, because I'm a hypocrite. I do actually love some of the male characters a lot, and maybe more than some of the female characters. But we'll save that for tomorrow. Yeah, we'll save it for tomorrow. Let me switch back. There we go. Okay. I like had to take a moment and just decompress after yapping so much. I think I covered like a solid amount actually of the storylines in like a very scattered way for the parts that I've not been able to play through on the live stream. Boo! Why boo? Is it because of my love for men? You're right, men are kind of gross and stinky. Here, I'll put together an all-female team too. Look at my teams. Men, more men. You can't escape them. Okay. Oop. Let's put together a girl team. Only women allowed. Let me actually grab a harmony. Because even if this team is just for running around in, like, we need the, we need to make sure it's functional, at the very least. There we go. We know all of these characters. You're so right. I'm just a huge misogynist. Oh boy. All I should need is just the girl bosses in my life. Why would I ever pull for a male character when female characters are all I need? You're right. I should probably just take a break or end stream, honestly. Okay, I'm actually gonna push ahead just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna end stream. Here we go. Actually, I want to see this adventure mission. Okay, if you see the message on the teleslate, then congratulations! You have cleared the initial test for the enigmatic ceremony I have named Golden Scapegoat. You might already be used to the various mysterious phenomenon you have encountered in Amorpheus. Just like the test you just completed, that thing appeared during the Era Balencia period. It was seen as an ill omen and caused many uproars in the world. But as time went on, people gradually learned to ignore it. I've no idea who this evocultic disciple is. This guy was mentioned by several NPCs, I think. But if you're like me and wish to discover what secrets lay beneath these goat masks, whether there are powers beyond the titans dominating our world, and what this world's secrets are according to Evoccultism's teachings, then I recommend that you study the Golden Scapegoat alongside me and uncover these grand mysteries lost to people of this world. When you pass more challenges, you can find out how to contact me through the teleslate. You're right, it is Galentine's. I should treat myself better. Okay. I think this is just like a mini game adventure mission. So this guy's just probably just gonna give us a bunch of mini games. Of occultism? Kind of biological evolution. When you pass more challenges, okay, fine. Okay, so this guy basically said you gotta finish a bunch of mini games first, and then I can talk to you.
Need something? If not, then I'll be leaving.
Oh, it's this guy. Artsy youth. So you have a bunch of mini games for me to do? Okay. At least now that I have that removed from my my messages, so the little red exclamation mark is gone, I feel a lot better. Okay. I do think I will just count this as done since I've been streaming for 2 hours. Just looking at trailers. I have no idea. Well, it's been fun. It's been fun. Here. I'll have one of our dear characters say our goodbye. Let's see Serval's goodbye.
Signing off now. Time to get some songwriting going.
Okay. Alright. Thank you for joining me, guys. Like, thank you, Haley. It's been really fun watching so many of these trailers. Again, you have no idea how many times I've watched some of these things. Okay, but yes, I'm gonna sign off. Gonna take care of myself. Have a good Galentine's Day. Yay! Fun. Okay, yes. Alright. I have a good Galentine's Day too, Haley. And I hope you still have time to see, like, Scream 4 still, even though I know it's late, so you should probably just get some sleep, man. You probably should just get some sleep. Leave it for another day. Alright. I will see you guys later, probably tomorrow, because I am telling myself I'm streaming every day till I can get those sweet limited time rewards. Alright. See ya.